Hey, I'm Steve, the founder of Wilderness Collective, and I am so glad you're here. We literally would not exist without adventurous customers like you. So this short video is gonna help set you up to have one of the best weekends of your life. So listen up, there's a lot of good information. Some of it will keep you alive. First, I wanna talk about how we move as a group. So your lead guide is always out front, so you never wanna pass them. That's rule number one. Next, our media staff is going to be floating around in the pack, and they'll sometimes run ahead of the lead guide to set up shots. So don't leave until your lead guide directs you to. The chase truck will always be bringing up the rear unless your lead guide tells you otherwise. So they're at the back of the pack no matter what. Let's talk about navigation. So we have a flagging system to ensure that no one gets lost, and here's how it works. First thing that's gonna happen, at a fork in the road or an intersection, your lead guide will stop and wait for the next person to pull up. If that person is you, the lead guide will give you this 3-flash hand signal. To confirm your responsibility as the flag, give that 3-flash hand signal back to the lead guide. He's not gonna leave till he sees that. Next, get off or out of your machine and direct every single rider in the direction the lead guide went, like this. You can use your machine to block off the wrong way even. We need you to stay put until a wilderness crew member relieves you with that same 3-flash signal. Do not leave, even if you've been waiting for more than 30 minutes. There could be a mechanical issue further back on the trail. We need you to stay put. Another note, we only flag the turns. So if you don't see someone marking an intersection, keep going straight. Any terrain flagging will be verbally communicated by your lead guide. So that means bumpy roads, ruts in the road, they'll call that out. Your lead guide will review the flagging system with you daily or hourly if you forget everything I just said. Please feel free to stop at any point during the ride to adjust your gear, have a snack, get some water, though keep in mind your lead guide will do several full regroups each day. If you're wondering what time lunch is or any other schedule questions, our staff are expertly trained to be honest and vague. So they'll probably respond with something like, "It depends when we get there." If you think you might be lost or off track, stay put. We will find you. Each machine is equipped with a GPS and SOS tracking device. It's already turned on and in tracking mode, so you don't need to do anything. But keep in mind, GPS requires an open view of the sky, so please don't move them. All right, so here's what to do at gas stations with the bikes. We want you to pull up in a single file behind your lead guide, and then he's gonna direct you if we're running a single pump or multiple pumps. Then turn off your bike, get off your bike, and put it in neutral. Remove the fuel cap. You need to press this little button and unscrew it. And then we want you to walk your bike to the next pump once it becomes available. Once our staff guy refuels the bike, you can walk your bike to the parking area and head into the gas station to grab some snacks and drinks, which are on our tab. So here's some driving principles for you. Number one, ride your own ride. What we mean is ride within your comfort and experience level. This is the number one way to keep yourself from touring the local medical facilities. We're riding on roads, so road rules apply. Follow all signs, follow all speed limits. Always expect two-way traffic. Avoid crossing over the line. If you can't see over a hill, slow down. In any residential area, slow down to 10 miles an hour or when you see any other people or vehicles on the trail. If you have to stop for any reason, pull as far to the side of the trail or road as you can. There's someone coming up right behind you. You gotta keep that in mind. Tread lightly. This simply means stay on the trails and don't cut corners. All right, here are some riding techniques to help you ride like a pro or sort of pro. So if you're a new rider, your body's naturally gonna choose the body position that feels most comfortable. That means sitting. But as you progress, or if you're a more advanced rider, we wanna see you standing up more and more. By the end of the trip, you should feel comfortable standing up, and it's gonna give you a ton more control. The bike will move independently underneath you. Your body acts like a shock absorber, and especially through anything technical, you're gonna feel a huge difference in control. First thing, braking. All 3 brakes are there for a reason. Your most used brake is gonna be your engine brake. So that means downshifting. It's gonna give you the most control coming into mixed terrain, corners, and especially while descending. Your rear brake is going to give you additional control, especially traction control. Your front brake will give you 100% pure stopping power, so respect it. If you are a new rider, you got to think 70% rear brake, 30% front, and then work your way up to a 50-50 level with the front and rear brakes. So for your front brake control, you want to squeeze with 1 or 2 fingers on the front brake. Never grab a handful of front brake, especially when in a corner, or you will low side. For rear braking, you want to move your foot forward versus riding with your foot hovering over the brake. You will burn out your brake pads and you'll have no stopping power. So in general, you want to do your braking before you're cornering and then accelerate as you exit the corner. That way the suspension is going to load up, you'll have the most control. Speaking of control, throttle control. It's all about being smooth. And when in doubt, throttle out only applies in short bursts. You don't want to wring its neck and end up in the Whiskey Throttle Club. So another thing, listen to the engine. If it sounds like you're about to go into outer space, it's time to upshift. If your bike starts chugging like a train, it's time to downshift. Now the clutch, it's a mysterious lever for some people. It's there for a reason. Use it for both upshifting and downshifting. So object fixation is real. Your body will go where your eyes are looking. So 2 ways you see this. 1, you want to look around the leading edge of corners to avoid outrunning them. The second thing, you will hit what you're looking at, right? If you're staring at a rock, you are going to hit that rock. Keep your eyes up on the horizon. Now when you're climbing, you want to move towards the front of the seat. When you're descending, you want to move towards the back section of the seat. For the most control on the bars, you want to grab on with a yoga grip. Don't fight the bars like this. You will wear yourself out. Yoga grip. So this means you're pushing and you're pulling. It's going to give you more control and less fatigue. When you're coming into ruts that are parallel along the road, you want to cross them at a 45-degree angle. If you're stuck in a rut, love the rut you're with. So I know that was a lot to take in, but the idea, especially at the beginning of the trip, is that you're just taking the time to get used to the bike, finding where the controls are. You don't need to learn it all in the first mile. Your lead guide is going to be giving you additional tips and techniques that match the terrain as the trip goes on. Now let's talk about crashing and getting hurt. The worst topic, but it's reality. Here's our medical evacuation protocol. So for a minor injury, we will handle it trailside by our first aid trained crew with our onboard EMT level medical kit. For a major injury, the chase truck is going to evacuate you at the end of the day to the nearest medical facility. Any transport after that is your financial responsibility. For a life-threatening injury, so life or limb, we are going to trigger a helicopter evacuation on site, which is your financial responsibility. If you're unconscious, we're going to make the decision on your behalf. To trigger a heli evac, you want to press and hold the SOS button on your tracker for 5 seconds to activate or cancel. Let's talk a bit about camp vibes. All right, so general safety at camp. We take fire restrictions very seriously. Your lead guide will inform you on what restrictions or bans are active on your trip. We expect you to follow the rules. Another tip, alcohol does not come out until the riding is done and we're at camp. We will have to stop your trip immediately if you don't follow this rule. Leave no trace. Remember that we're guests in these public lands. We want to leave it better than we found it. So a couple things that'll help here. We pack out all of the trash on the chase truck. We're going to bury any human waste at least 1 foot deep with our world famous shovel. And this includes our provided biodegradable toilet paper and wipes. You can set up your tent wherever you would like, but remember, the closer you are to the fire in the kitchen, the longer you'll be awake at night, the earlier you're going to have to wake up in the morning. And if you snore, be kind to everybody. Set up far away. Be sure to look up before you set up your tent and avoid camping near dead trees that could fall. We've seen this happen before, so you want to look up and make sure the trees are alive. Leave what you find out here. Please don't take any souvenirs or lucky rocks home. And lastly, we want to respect all wildlife. After all, we are in their home. One last reminder, keep your wallet on you for the whole trip. You're going to need your driver's license, and you'll also want some form of payment if you want to pick up any souvenirs at any of the gas stations along the way. So one final thought for you. Everybody take a deep breath. Here's the thing. You're never going to get another couple of days like this. So I really want you to slow down and settle into this moment. You're never gonna be here again with these same people in this location doing the same thing, especially without your phone. Every single detail of this trip we've thought about really carefully to help slow you down, to keep you present and in the moment. So lean into that, right? The best thing you can do is be here, be present. Your guide is gonna take you through some fun wilderness traditions every night around the campfire. Things are gonna go right, things are gonna go wrong. It's an adventure. I cannot wait to hear how your trip goes. So I'll see you on the other side, but I'm gonna pass it off to your lead guide right now, which will be awkward if it's me leading the trip, but they will answer any questions you've got and we'll go over final departure information with you.